What's up guys, James here, how you doing? So I'm finally getting around to doing my 300 subscriber Q&A video then. Sorry it's taken so long, a few people have been sending me messages asking if I'm alright and stuff, but I assure you I am still alive and I should be back to making videos on at least a semi-regular basis. Now before I get started then, I'd just like to say a big heartfelt thank you to everybody who subscribed so far, and I hope you continue to enjoy my channel. If you've stumbled across this by accident, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself and what I do. I'm an atheist YouTuber. I do videos about religion, science, ethics, and occasionally I'll do some more creative stuff. I'll read some of my novel, or I'll do some of my artwork, and of course I do the occasional painage video. So I do a very wide range of things. Not all of my videos are going to be for everybody, but hopefully you find at least something that you can like on my channel. Now I was planning on having a little surprise for this video, which unfortunately funds wouldn't allow. But I have got a new intro, and I'm coming at you in HD today, so hopefully at least that'll count for something. And also, I might also have a new channel starting fairly soon, so look out for that. I'll put an announcement out when I get around to doing that. Anyway, let's kick off the Q&A with a video question from my good friend Zombie Picture Show.
God exists. He is put on trial for the atrocities that he has allowed to happen. He is found guilty and as such is sentenced to death by ways of execution. You are the executioner. Will you flip the switch?
Good question, you evil bastard. First it was cannibalism, now would you kill God? What's it going to be next? Would you rape your sister if someone was going to shoot your mother if you didn't? Anyway, it is quite a good question, despite the nature of it. If God was merely allowing atrocities to happen and the suffering and deaths of millions of people, then I'd say no, because if by not acting I'm not by not acting, that's not causing the deaths of more people. If God was actively causing such atrocities, then yes, I'd be quite happy to go against my usual stance, and I'd be quite happy to kill him. I'm now going to throw the question back at you, and what I'm going to ask is, if you were given the responsibility to kill God, and you made the decision that that was the right thing to do, how would you go about it? What method would you choose in order to kill a god? So now on to the comment section questions then, and my first question comes from Christine Peace. Absolutely awesome channel, I recommend all of you guys checking her out if you're not already subbed. But she asks, if I was a tree, what tree would I be? I'd have to choose being an ant. I mean, we're already in fictional now anyway of that question, so yeah, I'd be an ant. I mean, how cool would that be? My next question comes from Friendo. He says, just found your channel recently, but congrats on your milestone. Why did you get started making videos? Is there a story there? Yeah, there is a little bit of a story there, and actually that question you asked is one of my favourite questions to ask other people on their Q&A videos. But yeah, it started about 2.5 years ago. I was on a site called Yedda, which is now AOL Answers. I went by the name Dr. Evil, and the site's basically like a more advanced version of Yahoo Answers. You can answer more than once, and you can comment on people's you can leave comments on under each answer and things like that. So it's just like Yahoo Answers, but a little bit more open in their format. But yeah, I basically joined the site to learn from people, to ask questions, and to teach people things myself. I put quite a bit in the science. I answered quite a few science questions and stuff, but unfortunately it wasn't made very easy for me. There was a particularly bad creationist troll in there who just made up the most disgusting things you could possibly imagine about atheists, pagans, Muslims, homosexuals, and basically anyone else who wasn't a white male right-wing creationist fuck. Of course, conventional wisdom tells you do not feed the trolls, but the majority of people there seem to actually be agreeing with him, and a lot of these people seem like otherwise perfectly pleasant, rational individuals. Now, living in England, I simply had no idea how bad creationism is in America, and I felt compelled to, inject a bit of rationality into the site. Eventually, another really bad creationist troll came along, and this one was even worse than the other one. In fact, they almost ended up forming a bit of an alliance with the other creationist to go against this other creationist because of the things he was saying. On one occasion, he told a friend of mine that he was glad she had a miscarriage because the baby would have been the spawn of Satan anyway, and it was best that that baby didn't come into the world. And he also said things like babies go to hell and other such disgusting things like that. He linked a few of the chick tracts in some of his answers as well, and after seeing one of the ones about evolution, I felt compelled to make a video, and that's when I made the fuckchick.com up their stupid arses video. From there, I ended up making a few more videos and discovering a bit more of the atheist community on YouTube. I saw channels like Zomgits and Peach, Copland, CDK007, ProfMyth, and I realised, just how much of a thriving community there was on YouTube. And from there, basically, I was hooked. Gaglamesh asks, what's the best way to find sceptical rationalists in your opinion? Well, I live in England, where creationists are generally looked on as the crazy ones, and atheism is really pretty damn common. But of course that doesn't automatically make someone intelligent or rational. And actually I find that in general, American atheists seem to be a lot more knowledgeable than their English counterparts. Probably because they have to defend their lack of belief more often, and so will end up taking more of an interest in such subjects. As for finding people, just talk to people, I guess. Don't ever make assumptions that someone's stupid because of the job they do, etc. Just talk to people, steer the conversation in that direction if you can, ask questions, and just meet people. If you're still finding it difficult to meet people in your area, then you can always check online and look for groups which are happening in your area. Maybe join a book group or another group which has similar interests, and just see where it takes it. I don't really know what else to say there. Al1981X asks lots of questions. I'm going to need a cigarette to get through all of these, I think. So first question, does a big thing exist more than a small thing, or is existence a binary system? Well, this would come down to quantum physics, which still confuses the living crap out of me, and anyone who says that it doesn't, I would probably call a liar. I, however, would probably ask Zombie Picture Show that question, because he's a lot more knowledgeable than I am on that subject. I'd say probably that existence isn't a binary system. You've got virtual particles which basically fleet in and out of existence, and I'd say that once something gets to the size of a molecule, the chance of that being a chance collection of virtual particles is so low that it's not even worth considering. But mathematically, you probably could say that a big thing exists more than a small thing, but I could be wrong. Ask Zombie Picture Show that question. Second, if you had to choose between science and sandwiches, what would you choose? I'd say science for the win. Next question, if religion really did bring peace and goodness to the world with no downside, would it be worth sacrificing knowledge that contradicts it, e.g. Darwin's theory of evolution, etc.? Well, I think that question is self-contradicting, personally. If religion doesn't oppose science, and it doesn't have any negative effects, that's fine. But by the fact that in your question you're saying that the religion does go against science, I think that is automatically a bad side of it. Science keeps us warm, it keeps us fed. It's brought us all of the amazing things you see around us, and utilising the theory of evolution will bring about many cures to diseases, and has all sorts of benefit, and the applied knowledge of it will have all sorts of benefits to mankind. So I'd say yes, I would be against it, simply because if it was opposing science, then that would be the bad side of it. Let's see, next question. If I was gay for a day, which man would you do? I find it interesting that you think so highly of my sexual prowess that if I was gay for one day, I'd immediately be an expert in seducing men, and I'd basically be able to have my pick of any man on the planet. I'm assuming that the guy himself has to be gay as well. So I'd say Stephen Fry, because he'd be great to talk to. He'd probably take me out to dinner and get me champagne and really nice food and stuff. Get to meet some of his cool friends, and word for sex, it'd be great to hang around with. And final question: what the fuck happened to your hair? Well, you see, Alex, hair has this tendency of growing, and my hair particularly is so messy that there's not a hair care product in the world which will tame it. And even if there was, I'm far too lazy to give a shit about that anyway. So personally, I just choose just to shave it all off because it just makes things easier. Simone, aka Sandy Sweet 575, says you look delicious. Thank you, Sandy. And are you a parking ticket? Because you've got fine written all over you. Chthonius asks, how many squirrels can I fit in my pyjamas? Well, of course I wouldn't want them anywhere near my nuts, but red squirrel or grey squirrel? The Fate Wolf asks, can I have another striptease? So for the benefit of people who don't know the backstory of this, me and the Fate Wolf were on 50 subscribers at exactly the same time, and there was a challenge issued. I can't remember who started it now, but basically the last person to reach 200 subscribers had to do a striptease for the other person and post it on YouTube. Now, unfortunately, I lost that one quite badly. But Fate Wolf, if you want to see it again that badly, you up for another challenge? First one to 1,000 subscribers this time? The next questions come from Happy Atheist 76, one of my best friends here on YouTube. She asks lots of questions. First one, what are your 5 favourite horror movies? Or if you don't have 5 horror movies, what are your 5 favourites of any movie genre? Now, I do love horror movies, but generally I don't find them very scary at all. The last one to actually scare me was Nightmare on Elm Street 3. But I was 6 at the time, so I think that's quite understandable. Also, Evil Dead 2, it's just an absolutely hilarious, cheesy film. Not technically brilliant, but I really did enjoy that, and technically that's horror as well. Let's see. Okay, moving away from the horror then, V for Vendetta is probably my favourite film of all time. Watchmen was really good, and I'd say the first Matrix film. Second question, what are some bands and singers you like? I like a lot of classic rock and metal, so Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Metallica. I like System of a Down. I've got quite a wide range of music taste, so it's not just limited to that to those 2 genres. I listen to pretty much anything as long as it's not soulless, repetitive crap. Question 3. If you could meet any historic or present-day scientist of any field of scientific study, who would it be and why? From the present day, I'd say Dawkins. I think there's a lot we could chat about. Biology is one of my favourite fields of science, and I could learn an awful lot from him, especially regards to evolution. Someone from the past, Da Vinci would be fantastic to meet. I'd love to be able to go back in time and chat to him, especially if me chatting to him could affect the future. And of course Einstein would be well up there as well. Question 4, is the surprise a sexy striptease? And question 5, rhetorical question, you realise that you're never going to live that striptease down, don't you? Lol. Big closed eye smiley face. Yeah, I realise that's going to be on the internet forever, and I'm never going to forget about that, and if I ever become famous, that's going to be brought up every bloody 5 minutes. But I don't give a shit. It was good fun, gained a few subscribers from it, and you know, I'm quite sexually open like that anyway. Jaybird says, congrats to you. What do you love most in life, and what do you have for the world? Well, I just could not choose one thing in life to love. There's just too many amazing things in the universe, and I don't think I could choose just one thing. I still don't know what I have for the world, but basically I just want to leave the world a better place than I entered it. Sclox asks, what do you think of when trying to ignore someone or something? Quite a good question. I'm assuming that that's based on the pink elephant idea, where someone says, don't think of a pink elephant, and you immediately think of a pink elephant, and some psychologists think that the subconscious doesn't recognise negatives. I'm not 100% convinced by this idea. You know, I don't think that there's many absolutes in psychology for a start, and I think you can train yourself to, well, I can definitely train myself to just reject an idea before a mental image comes into my head. So yeah, just think of something else or think of nothing. Unworshipped Deity asks, if there was a book that was the alleged true Bible written by God, so that anyone who actually read the book from cover to cover was instantly converted and absolutely convinced that God was real, would you, if given the opportunity, destroy the book for all time? But there's a few holes in the question which I left intentionally to make it interesting. Congrats. Good question. I would not destroy the book, because I don't believe in God. I would imagine that the book basically had some form of hypnotic power. So I think it would actually be of great interest to science to be able to examine the book and find out its secrets and find out how it actually achieves what it does. And of course, you know, if that wasn't the case and it was the true word of God, that of course would also be of great interest to science. So no, I wouldn't destroy it in any scenario. Stupid Theist says, 300 you say? This is Sparta. Yeah, I was originally planning on dressing up as a Spartan for this video, but like I said, funds just wouldn't allow it. Let's see, Completely Rational says, hooray! Explanation mark, explanation mark, explanation mark, smiley face, question mark. Yeah. Sandy Sweet says, congrats. What was the best year of your life and why? I'd say probably 2009. I was living with some cool people at the time. We had lots of parties, and I got to meet lots of cool people. Old Vampire says, woohoo, 300 breast implants, huh? Nope, they're all natural, baby. She also says, how many people have you encouraged to make videos? Only 2 as far as I know, but I've got another friend who says that he'll start it as soon as he gets broadband. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.